Yo, yo, Libras, I'm back. We just had a good lunch break. Anyways, I'm gonna do the long oracle cards first to get them over with, but I'm not gonna read the whole detailed description. I'm just gonna give you the main message of it. But this is a very important card that keeps coming out for every sign. Okay, it's from the Gothic Oracle called Valor. I just put it up like that. I haven't even shuffled these cards. Just give me a minute to search this shit. You know, I should make individual tabs if I can to put down what each page each card is on to save myself time. Any day now. Here we go. The lore stands for battle. Okay. This card suggests that battle is necessary or inevitable. There will be circumstances when we are called into conflict and must consider the best method of response. In some situations, choosing not to respond or enter into combat is the best course of action. But this card reminds us that there will be times when it is vital for you to stand your ground and fight. The appearance of this card could signify that there is tension in the air. Quarrels and other kinds of non physical warfare could be heading your way, so donning your own armor, readying for counterattack, could be your best and only option. Unfortunately, we all fall prey to criticisms and condemnation from others. The lore reminds us that there are some disputes we simply cannot walk away from. Okay. Libras! 'Cause this whole spiritual warfare, which I consider also psychological warfare, you know, we had to fight and defend ourselves. We weren't gonna just sit back and fucking, let this puppet and shit walk all over us. Hell no. People were bullies. Last shuffle. Hmm. Arachnofaria is the other main message here. 432 on the clock. One y'all. I don't know, man. I sense some racism going on too. If any of you guys are black, Jewish, or Hispanic, yeah, They hate your ass even more. I don't know, I'm sensing racism. Okay, let's talk about shin. Hmm. It is only natural for us to be cautious when we are greeted with the unknown. This fairy may be beautiful, but poison runs through her veins. This is a time, therefore, to find out what you are dealing with before making a decision. If you have drawn this card, caution is required since rushing into something could result in a bad or even dangerous outcome. If you are considering investing funds, signing contracts, or trusting others with something you hold dear, then a little extra research would be worthwhile. We all need to be cautious at times. Although our modern problems may not be as perilous as facing a venomous spider, they could cause disruption within everyday life. When this card turns up, prevention would certainly make more sense than cure. Ain't that the truth? A lot of these cards are the same for every fucking sign, which means clearly they're fucking important. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a long one, but fuck it. Like I said, I'm not giving the whole damn expression here. So we already read this one. We already did this one. So now we have Beyond the Veil, Carpe Diem, the top, Seize the Day. Here we go. Talks about balance. At the top of the card is the motto Carpe Diem, which means seize the day. A reminder to make the most of the time we have here on Earth before we pass from this realm to the next. We can embrace this outlook while living a balanced life, experiencing work and play, joy and sacrifice, excitement and calm, and even measures. If you have drawn this card, it might be that you are feeling the effects of imbalance in your life. If you are socializing too much or working too hard, you may need to realign your priorities to strike a healthy and sustainable balance. 58 on the 10. We found this one. Await the night. Freedom. True freedom is living a life that allows for choice without constraints. We might think of freedom as being physical, like the vampire in her coffin during daylight hours, but freedom of thought and expression, especially in being our authentic selves, is a privilege not everyone has the luxury of. If you have drawn this card, it can represent both the nature of being controlled and the act of releasing yourself from restriction. Now might be the time to fight for your own freedom, whether that means doing what you wish to, saying what is on your mind, or cutting ties with those who wish to hush you or keep you under their control. This card asks that you consider how free you really are within a given situation or relationship. What might you need to say or do to experience true freedom and live an authentic life? Man, these cards are fucking on top of what's been going on with the collective. That's why the same shit keeps coming out, especially as it talks about freedom and crap, because they're nothing but control. Beyond words talks about friendship. True friendship is rarer than you might think. A real friend is someone who is willing to join with you in joy, but does not disappear when the going gets tough. Have you ever had a friend who was there to both laugh and cry with you? If you have drawn this card, then you are being reminded of an unbreakable bond, one that can be trusted and relied on, that also brings much satisfaction. The unicorn and maiden are from different worlds, but this does not affect their compatibility. Their connection is based on a soul level rather than an earthly one. In a reading, Beyond Words will remind you that someone is there for you. You may think that you know who this person is, but think again. In some situations, a supportive or kindly friend may not be the first one that comes to mind. Who has really been your rock through both the good and the bad? Blood Moon, okay, talks about opportunity. When this card arrives in a reading, it suggests an opportunity or opening of some kind. In some cases, it might suggest a romantic proposition, such as being asked on a date, or it can suggest that a potential relationship is in the cards. In a career based reading, there may be the possibility of a new job or a promotion. Opportunities of all kinds are possible when Blood Moon is in play. What is important to remember is that an opportunity is just that. While good fortune is contained within the essence of this card, it is only you who can make it happen. Whether you choose to accept the goblet, and therefore what the symbolic blood can offer you, is up to you. Change and prosperity could be within your grasp if you reach out and take advantage of them. Mhm. Dance with Death talks about risk. This is important here to read. Hold on. This relationship is reminiscent of the marriage between Hades and Persephone of Greek mythology. Spending part of the year on Earth with her mother, Demeter, Persephone would descend into the underworld with her husband during the time we recognize as winter. While there, all of nature would shrivel and die until she returned to her mother in the spring. Dance with Death can at times arrive as a warning. Are you taking risks that could become hazardous, or is a choice you're making precarious or even dangerous? This card urges you to consider what the outcome might be and if you are risking more than what you might gain from a certain decision. To dance with death is to potentially make a sacrifice. When it is at its most favorable, this card could be suggesting that a small risk is worth taking. While you would be advised to not endanger either your health or security, there will be times when taking a chance can pay off or a gamble could reap rewards. Absolutely. Tell you what, guys, for some people, I've noticed throughout my life that the people who don't take the risks that, how do I say, take a chance, take a risk, what can you lose, whatever. They don't because they're too scared. And then later on, they realize that they should have taken the risk. And at that point, they're kicking themselves in the ass like, damn, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Sometimes, people overthink shit. It's like, go with your instinct, man. My father used to tell me, when you see an opportunity, go for it. Take it, Sometimes you just gotta take that risk, whether you're shitting your drawers or not. Dragon Beauty talks about gifts. This is a card connotating a gift, a pleasant surprise, or the arrival of something pleasing. It can describe the giving of presents and the generosity of others, but its meaning is far wider than impromptu gift giving. Dragon Beauty will, in some situations, concern compliments and can predict praise. What could be better than being told you are doing a good job or being congratulated for your efforts? In some readings, the card will hint at promotions. If you have drawn this card, then know that the gift of good news is on its way, as new opportunities may be headed in your direction. In its simplest of meanings, being reminded of your qualities, admired or noticed will give you a much needed boost. Dragon Trainer talks about skills. If you have pulled this card, it describes a need for broadening your skills, or even in some cases, the ability to share them. Would you do well to improve your own skill set by embarking on some training or going back to school? Might a little extra practice help you with a pastime or hobby? This card is a symbol of improvement and development of one's expertise, sometimes leading to a promotion at work or gaining some kind of mastery. In some situations, Dragon Trainer will be asking that you share your own talents. Teaching others something that you have learned or are considered an expert at could be part of this card's message. Enchantment talks about commitment. So, just to let you know, it says fairy rings because it's a fairy. Fairy rings are naturally occurring circles of mushrooms. I've seen that shit. Okay, that can be found in the countryside. But shit, plenty of people have actually seen them in their own front or backyards. I have. Let's see here. As the name suggests, they have been long associated with pixies and fairies in many English and Celtic tales. It is said that the rings appear where elves have danced or that a fairy village lays underground. Many believe that to stand within a fairy ring can bring great enchantment and luck. However, since some advise against this, doing so requires great commitment. If you have drawn this card, then you are being asked to think about how committed you are to something or someone. Are you all in or are you all out? Commitment comes with responsibility and must not be taken lightly. Are you about to sign a contract, enter into a partnership, or are you considering taking a relationship to a new level? If so, make sure that you are aware of what your commitment will entail. While enchantment may very well be the reward, it may be more difficult to step out of the fairy ring than it was to step in. I think that this commitment, whatever it is, you're going to be very happy. Gothic prayer talks about hope. To receive this message is to remember that there is light on the horizon, however dark and cloudy your personal landscape might feel at this time. You may have been consumed by work and feel unable to see an end to pressure and demands. Perhaps financial obstacles have weighed heavily on your shoulders, or you've become overwhelmed by the problems of others. We all need aspirations. If you have drawn this card, then you are being advised not to give up, hoping that yours will eventually manifest. Gothic prayer usually arrives at a time when we are feeling lost and unsure of whether to continue. However, for this reason, it symbolizes the need to carry on and believe in a better time. Whether you have been down on your luck or are simply feeling unmotivated, this card is a beacon of light at the end of a tunnel, providing something for you to look forward to. It's awesome. We all need something to look forward to. You have inner strength, 2211 on the timer. Inner strength, and it talks about courage. This card is a symbol of strength, but not brawn. Is the dragon really there, or might we consider that he is simply a representation of what is in the mind and heart of the woman, manifesting her own inner fortitude and tenacity? If you have pulled this card, then you may need to draw on your own resources of inner strength, your own inner dragon. This is not always easy, especially if it is buried way under doubt and apprehension. We can attempt to find inner strength when we stand up for something we believe in or face up to our fear. Absolutely. Just receiving this card can be a reminder of the strength that lies within you. If you are feeling less than confident or need to confront something head on, this card suggests that you have the courage to take on far more than you believe you can. hmm Some of you guys don't give yourselves enough credit. For real. Medusa talks about justice. Quickly talk about this. There is much said about the horrors of Medusa, but we often forget that the woman in the myth was both mortal and beautiful before being transformed into a monster. As the Greek myth goes, Medusa was violated by the sea god Poseidon. Rather than punish Poseidon for this heinous act, furious at the desecration of her temple, Athena chose to chastise Medusa for breaking her vow of celibacy. In a sense, this card is as much about injustice as justice. It will often arrive when we feel as though we have been treated unfairly. The rage in Medusa's stance suggests a need to right a wrong or invoke fairness of some kind. If you have drawn this card, it could be time for you to seek justice. You may be motivated by anger, but remember to keep a level head as possible when relaying the facts of a situation. It is time for you to give your side of the story. As a general card, Medusa is a good omen, especially when connected to legal situations or times when the truth needs to be confronted. Hmm. Moon Witch talks about manifestation. Okay. Manifestation takes time and will not happen overnight. For you to achieve something, that you will need to believe that it can happen, and there will be steps that need to be taken. This card does not suggest that we can simply conjure up the things we wish for in seconds. Rather, it encourages us to believe that they can be accomplished through hard work and determination. If you have drawn this card, then you are being called to manifest something that is important to you. The power of belief can turn a dream into a reality, but it will only do half of the job. For example, if you would like to be published, visualizing your name on the spine of a book is a great way of letting the universe know your intentions. However, your manuscript will not write itself. Let this card inspire you to actively bring your dreams into existence. North Star talks about acceptance. Let's see here. Yeah, the North Star is a fixed symbol, it doesn't change, but it can be altered spiritually here. It says if you have drawn this card, then you are being reminded that not everything can be fixed or changed to suit. Excuse me. We can't control the weather on our wedding day, for example, or change someone's mind once it is made up. In a reading, you may be advised not to pursue something as it is clearly not working. While you may be in a position to move some mountains, there will always be some challenges that cannot be overcome. Accepting that not every hurdle can be jumped is a sign of maturity and can save you a lot of disappointment. Says only love remains, talks about memories. Mhm. If you have drawn this card, it means that the past is of some significance to your question. While you may feel as though your life is now colorless without something or someone you held dear, this may not be wholly true. This card is a reminder of the good times and a chance to reminisce, but also reminds us of the danger that living in the past can bring. There will always be more to achieve and enjoy. When it comes to this whole situation, guys, it talks about reminiscing on the past and not wanting to let it go. Reminiscing on the good past times of hanging out with that social clique. Okay. But now that you know what they've done, let it go. But when it comes to the sacred reunion, guys, these are good memories to be cherished. And like I said, it's an unbreakable bond. You know, it's a rare type of love. As a card of times gone by, only love remains will simply alert you to the past. In some readings, the solution could be found in a previous life lesson, or in some instances, someone from your past could make a reappearance. What the fuck did I just say? Can't make the shit up. Phoenix Rising, new beginnings. And let me tell you, all you guys in the collective, you guys are the rising phoenix from the ashes. Okay? If you have drawn this card, you are embarking on a new journey. This could be a physical endeavor, such as a trip over land, sea, or by air, but it might also describe the start of a college course, a pregnancy, a house move, or a new relationship. In some cases, it will indicate a new start that inevitably grows from the ashes of difficulty or a challenging situation. If you have not yet begun a significant new stage in your life, then this card could be suggesting you are ready to. Phoenix Rising is an exciting card to receive, as well as a call to action. It is a beacon of promise for those who are currently experiencing a dark night of the soul. One man, here we go. Serpent's Spell, 30/30 on the timer. It's called the Shadow Self. Once again, you need to read us about the quick Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, the cursed Medusa was punished by Athena for betraying her. She was sent to a faraway island and transformed physically so that no man would ever desire her. However, this did not stop Medusa from beckoning people to look in her direction. One glance from her hypnotic eyes would turn whoever looked at her to stone. There are many things in life that we would prefer to not acknowledge or look at closely. This slithering serpent, banished to the recesses of our own mind, presents those shadows within ourselves that we would prefer stay hidden. It is important to remember that we all have a shadow self. It might manifest as jealousy, anger, laziness, or self sabotaging beliefs that prevent you from attaining your dreams and having a healthier life. Since we can neither dismiss nor heal the dark serpent within us, it is advisable to get to know it. Facing your demons and accepting them can actually be a positive thing to do. Understanding why we become jealous or angry can uncover a path towards a more balanced way of living. There you have it. Coño. And this last one. These are so short with the messages. Okay. My Libras, go Libras. I just heard the number 5. Somebody here could be born on the 5th of month or have a life path number 5, or your birthday could have been last month. Too much something. And it's funny because Life Path 5 talks about freedom. So look it up. Oh, wow. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. That's the first main message, yo. Akasha, this talks about the invisible library of the Akashic records, which are the records of your past lifetimes. Who you were, what you did, okay, how you died, why you had to reincarnate, shit like that. And well, the coven definitely they got into your Akashic records because they were trying to figure out who you were, why you're here, what you've done, so they could find what insecurities to attack, which is underhanded and a cheap shot, but because of that, the divine had to close your Akashic records temporarily. 34:43 on the timer. But later on, Okay, as time goes, when all this shit is over with, your Akashic records will open up again. And if you want to do any past lifetime readings or something, you can figure it out with a professional. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. Hell yeah. Share your voice. Speak up. Absolutely right. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? You know where you're being called to journey to. It's just like the oracle cards that said, maybe you're scared of taking a risk or whatever. Take that risk. But it should be a calculated risk, you know what I'm saying? And Imrama, I think that's a form of a star seed. Leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. Like Peter Pan. Whee! Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Y'all know what it is. Don't fucking overthink it. A lot of you guys could be worry warts. Crumbling. What are you clinging on to? This, like I said before, I think this is for the masculine because the crumbling is it's bittersweet. The bitter part is having to let go of a lot of past friendships that have fucked them over and fucked you over and how figuring out how evil they are. Okay. But the sweet part is that, you know, they get to have you. They're making a huge sacrifice. They're risking it all. They know that they need to get away from those people who, forgive me for saying this, but nothing but evil trash. That's it. You know, look at that beautiful garden in the back. You know, once you leave the past behind with the tower and close it, you have that beautiful garden. Oh, look, soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Soul family, not karmic family. Your soul family, okay? You and your masculine, but also a new crowd of friends, good friends that don't have any ill will towards you. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Some of you guys could feel like you're living mundane, like the same fucking routines every day, nothing changes, you know. Try something different, change up your routine. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. Yeah. Calling in your peeps. Your intuition is skyrocketing. Getting your soul tribe. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Absolutely. A lot of you guys out there, whether you're a feminine or masculine, oh, there's been plenty of times where y'all wanted to say no, but you said yes because you didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings, but it just put more pressure on you because it put your priorities on the back burner. Now it's time to say, you know, hey, no more Miss Nice Girl, no more Mr. Nice Guy. 39, 39 on the timer. You know, and you don't have to be mean when you say it, just Be clear about it. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yep. This card, all it says is yes. Just say yes. Whatever the question or situation is, follow your instincts. Say yes. Pleiades. This is another form of star seeds. They have double mission, channeling messages, and then uplifting humanity in some way, shape, or form. Can't make this shit up. Look, starseed, what lights you up? You know what lights you up. Go for it. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Yeah, once you get past the smoke of the fucking, what is it, the atom bomb of the drama and the bullshit, and you can see, create your own peace and harmony in your life and in your house. And right here, don't dim to fit in. This has come out many times too. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? No offense, but this is for the masculine. And the age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've been training for this spiritual battle for lifetimes. Don't forget to play. Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. And it's a picture of a lady with a champagne glass. Alright, Libras, that's it. That's all. I know I can go overboard sometimes with oracle cards, but fuck it. Like I say, I go with my instincts and what I'm being told to do, and this is a very heavy full moon. So we're gonna get through this together. Just hang on to your neighbor, man. Love y'all. Bye.